My name is Mark Roscoe. I'm a family law attorney in Porter County, Indiana. I'm also a movie producer and a fashion designer. About 25 years ago, I became a mediator. And that came about organically when my father, who had been retired at that time, came to watch one of my trials. And after the trial was a very contested divorce case, and I represented the husband, and he wasn't a great guy. And the mother was a good mother, but oftentimes in litigation, we present the best sides of our clients. And at the end of the trial, my father said to me, "I didn't send you to school for this. How did you help these people out?" And I said, yeah, I did the best I can for my client. He says, "This isn't a proud moment for me," and he walked away from me. And he said, "You have the abilities to bring people together and to resolve conflict versus creating conflict. And all I saw you do was create conflict in there." And he walked away. And it was the most life-changing moment for me when I realized that I wasn't exercising the gifts that I had been given to help people resolve conflict and get them through difficult times in their lives. And so I went to training to become a mediator, and I've been mediating since then. So that is the primary focus of my practice right now, is family law mediation. I had no aspirations to become a designer, but my mom, 30 years ago, was a plus-size woman. And she had difficulty finding clothes off the rack that fit her. And it broke my heart when she would come home from shopping trips empty-handed and in tears. And I thought, I could do something about this. So I purchased a sewing machine, and I taught myself how to sew, and I started making clothes for her that fit. At that time, and even so much now, clothing for plus-size women are not fashion-forward. They seem to lack in style, and so I thought there's a market here that I could tap into. And so I started making clothes for my mom, and our brand grew from there. The word got out, and we do a lot of clothing for women who have had mastectomies from breast cancer. So we build in foundations, or if they, have other deformities in the bodies that, they want to camouflage. We focus on enhancing, the best part of their body and camouflaging those that they feel less comfortable with. Our brand is everyone should have an opportunity to look as best as they could, and that's what we provide a lot of women. And then we branched up into the men's lane too, and are doing men's clothing as well. So we've had an opportunity to do substantial red carpet work. We dressed Keegan-Michael Key from Key & Peele for the Primetime Emmy Awards and the Technical Emmy Awards. Alice Amter from Big Bang Theory, William Shatner from Star Trek. So we've had a wonderful opportunity. It's been fun to give myself emotional permission to accept those challenges, to branch out from just designing for my private clients, which are equally as important, and to challenge myself, because the deadlines associated with designing for a movie are much more challenging than the deadlines that you may set for designing for a client. I'd like to talk about the movie that I'm doing. The movie is entitled The Place in Between, and it's a movie about Alzheimer's and a couple's challenge with navigating this horrible disease that just robs you of every part of your life on a daily basis. And it's based on a screenplay written by Karen Peake, and it's a poignant story told from the viewpoint of the patient and also the caretaker. And it's set here in Chicago, Valparaiso. We're doing primarily a lot of the filming here in Valparaiso. I think as an effective mediator, you have to be able to think out of the box and come up with creative solutions to help families with some very difficult challenges in their lives. And when I design at the same time that I'm mediating, I find myself to be more creative in the options that are available in my mind. It's you're using both sides of your brain. And I think when you're doing that, you give yourself permission to think beyond, and it's been very helpful in resolving conflict for people. I think when we talk about interests and people who have other interests outside of what they do as their primary job, I encourage people to give themselves emotional permission to explore sides of themselves that aren't how they identify themselves through employment. So often we get locked into roles that our parents want us to do, that our friends or family, other family members want us to do, and you reach a point in your life where you realize it's really about finding your own joy, living in your own truth. And that's what has been really important to me through this process, is realizing I'm more than just a lawyer.